Hey fellas, I forgot I had this video ready. I'm still out walking. This is going to be titled something like the continued war on men, or the war on men, and why I believe women can function in combat in specific jobs. And I'll start off with that one. I know for a fact that when I was in the Middle East, there were women pilots. I can only speak from the military side of the Army's portion, that we had Apache, the Warbirds, the missile, I think it has a 30 millimeter Gatling gun on the front of the, anyways. But there definitely are a bunch of women that can do those jobs. I believe that. I believe that there are women pilots, aircraft pilots. I believe this is true in the Air Force and the Navy and the Marine Corps, that are great fighter pilots, great pilots, all that kind of stuff. That my disagreement with women in the military, and the reason I never saw any of them in any of the combat units I was in, and I was considered, as an EOD sergeant, combat service support. So combat's the infantry, combat support, I believe, is the engineers and the military police. And combat service support are the guys like me. And I was classed in with supply and all the rest of that stuff for a long time, until the special operations groups figured out that we might be able to provide a service for them. And that's how I ended up trying out for Delta Force 3 times. I wasn't good enough. I didn't make it. I got pretty much on. There was a time in my military career where I was what they call a badge hunter. I have a lot of different badges and stuff. Anyways, all of that to speak of. But it's not that women can't or shouldn't be in the military at all. It's not that. It's just, as a woman, if you were in my unit and I was assigned to or attached to a combat unit, let's say a straight leg infantry unit, that means they don't jump out of planes, straight leg. Everything you need, you have to carry on your back or wear around your waist and holding on to your shoulders. That's grenades, ammo, food, fuel. Green 3 green is what we call it. Food, fuel, and weapons. But she can't carry that ruck. She may be able to, even if she's like a world-class Olympic athlete, she can't carry that ruck for more than 1 or 2 days. It'll break her body down. But she could whoop my ass as being a pilot. I think their reaction skills and the rest of that are applicable. Flying aircraft, helping out in the medical facilities, intelligence areas, as well as military police. I think some of them make very good investigators. But there are, you're talking face-to-face, door-to-door, kicking in doors in Fallujah. No, I don't want her beside me. I don't want her beside me because it'll be too difficult for her. There'll be too many people concerned about her welfare and not getting the fucking job done. Now, that's not to say that there aren't good, elite women. But I believe those women are in the 3-letter agencies and act as spies. Pilots, medical, supply, combat service support, not combat related. And it's just to act like one woman, because one woman out of 10 million can kind of do the job. Here, I'll give you the example. Do you know that they made all this big noise about these women becoming fucking rangers? And they didn't bother to tell you till years later that they lowered the standards so those women could pass, because they can't ruck. You can't ruck with an 80-pound ruck on your back. How about a 120-pound ruck on your back? How about having to live out in the field when they have their cycle every 28 days? And they need a shower when I don't need a shower. It's just stuff like that. Should they be in the military? Yes. Are there job skills that they are not physically qualified to do? Yes. Is that a factor in combat lethality? Yes. And all this rainbow bullshit about them being able to do any job a man can do. Never saw one. 19 years and 8 months, never saw a female anywhere near the front lines, except for the Kurdish females. And then they had their own platoon, but they would just get absolutely wiped out. Anyways, so all that to say that yes, they have a role in the military. Yes, they can be war fighters, but they need to be war fighters that are more technically advanced. Pilots, war fighters, aircraft pilots, fighter jet pilots, those kind of things. Of course they can do that job. So that's my turn on that. I completely lost my other point. But I'll try to keep you guys with me for a little bit, and hopefully it'll ping back into my mind. What brought it up was there's 3 lesbian females in charge of the fire department in the city of Los Angeles. You know, the city that just burnt to the fucking ground. All of those poor people. And what are they going to do? Here's your check for $770. I hope that helps you rebuild your $3.5 million home from scratch. And oh, by the way, they canceled their insurance, 3 months before that? Hey, what's up, big guy? How you doing? Came out of nowhere. There he is. What's up, big guy? Anyways. But one of the things that one of these assistant fire chiefs was saying that if she can't, because she can't carry me out, do you think a woman, even a big sized woman, could pick up a 258-pound man, 6'2", carry me out of the building? Nope. So, anyways, and she was saying that rather than just admit that they do have some shortcomings in the physical nature, rather than admit that, adapt to that, and maybe partner up with a guy or be a part of a team, she decided to say, well, that guy shouldn't have got himself into that kind of situation in the first place, which is just typical of the LGBTQ, QI, ABCD, all them fucking crazy people, which, according to the DSM-5, is an actual mental disability, gender dysphoria. So, it's unbelievable. And whether you believe it or not, you can recall your congressmen, your senators, your mayors, any elected official can be recalled because they're not doing a job. So I highly encourage you, if any of you are living in the California area, anytime these people post anything, just type in the comments, you need to resign. They failed that city and they're not paying the price for it. All of those people who lost their homes, who are homeless, oh, by the way, during winter, because they didn't properly prepare for... It's funny. The car's not going very fast, but it sure does make a lot of noise. But they didn't prepare properly because they don't know what the hell they're doing. They're incompetent. They can't do the job. So, DEI, the Rainbow Coalition, what's the other one? DEI and the woke politics. It's all fun and games till you lose your home. And those are homes that most of those people can't even afford to rebuild. It's a lose-lose proposition for those people. And they take it, our public officials take it for granted that we're not going to ask them to resign or force them to resign. And that's a mistake a lot of people say, because most people say, well, that's somebody else's problem, not mine. So if you live in California and you're tired of it, plenty of room here in Texas for you. Love to have you. I live in probably one of the most bluest states in Texas, El Paso. Austin is another blue city in the state of Texas. But We have a different kind of crazy here. We just have a congresswoman, Escobar, who is just probably, in my opinion, one of the worst elected officials I've ever seen. They had she was on her YouTube channel, which she banned me from her YouTube channel, talking about why she didn't vote for the bill about this young lady. It was called Riley, was her last name. She was killed by an illegal immigrant that shouldn't have even been here. And she was trying to explain to us why that was not the type of bill she could support. That's utter fucking bullshit. Because if it was her family member that got killed, it'd be a whole different story. That's just one of many of the things. And she'll do videos about the great things that she and Biden were able to get done. Anyways, don't get me started on her. All right, I'm off on a tangent. I'm gonna go back to working on my walk. Love you guys. Stay safe and healthy. Take care of each other if you can, and if you can't, you take care of yourselves. Like a fart in a G-string from West Texas, El Paso. I'm out of here. By the way, winter's here. Love you. Bye-bye.